Today's episode is going to be about emotions and everything I think we can learn from the Chinese medicine point of view on emotions, on how they affect our body and our mind and our spirit. Each emotion has an energetic signature, and once we know that, we understand the emotion rather than being a victim of it. It will be every emotion has like an elemental root and also a physical manifestation in the body. When we understand and move emotions correctly, they become extra energy, they become our evolution. It's really a step-by-step way that helps us to grow tremendously. We're going to start today with the anger. I've been talking on my Instagram a little bit this week about anger and what it means energetically for us and how we can use it. And I had a lot of return from people which showed me that it's something that I would like to talk about more. Let's start with energy in motion, because it's a theory you hear all the time, but do you actually know what that means? Every feeling is a movement of energy trying to restore flow. That's the first thing that we need to remember. Suppression of this emotion creates stagnation in the body, and overexpression creates depletion in the body. That's another really important factor, is to know that being too emotional actually costs you a lot of your own chi, and a lot of chi that you could use for organ function and for overall function of your body. In Chinese medicine, each emotion has a specific movement of chi. Either it rises, or it sinks, or it expands, or it condenses, or it cuts. These are the different ways of movement, each categorized to one of the elements and to one of the major emotions. And our task is not to control emotion, but to circulate it. That's the key. And we're going to talk a lot more about this. There is such a wealth of information here that we can use, and I can feel it in my own life. I used to be angry a lot. I used to feel a lot of frustration in my body, in my mind, and I could feel what this frustration was doing to my body, doing to my energy flow. And today I can truly say that anger is not a dominant emotion for me anymore. And I have learned in my own body to embody this information and work with it through the chi flow practices, through understanding the energetics of emotions, but also to know which acupressure points help for specific situations. The heart mind, or our Shen experience, is the liver, the spleen, the lungs, the kidneys, and the pericardium, each process that experience through their own frequency. Each major organ in Chinese medicine has their own emotional frequency. Good one. Let's talk about anger and the wood element, because the emotion of anger is balanced by the virtue of benevolence, of assertive movement and clear vision. That is the other side to anger. You understand that the liver and the gallbladder are the two organs that are related to the wood element. The energy and the movement of chi in this time of the year, which is the springtime, is upward and outward. And it's very expansive energy that is a time of rebirth, of growing, of expanding, and often of new directions. Anger is not destructive by nature. It's the engine of change. To know that is so powerful, because then you understand anger is not here to be projected onto other people, but it's to be understood by you. What makes you angry? Where are your boundaries being crossed? And where is the direction that you actually want to go? When chi meets obstruction, it rises. This is anger. It carries the energy to cut through inertia. If it's suppressed, it turns into frustration, into impulsivity and aggression. If it's scattered, it becomes rage and impulsivity. If it's harmonized, it gives you clarity. Anger that becomes harmonized gives you clarity, action, the power to do action, and creativity. Energetically, the liver governs the smooth flow of qi. Knowing that the liver also governs the storage of blood at night, the hormone regulation, and our creative expression. Knowing that, you know that when the liver qi is blocked, you will have problems in those areas of your life. You may feel uncreative or blocked creatively. You feel that the second part of your cycle, you really feel like killing people. Or your breasts are really tender. That's where the liver meridian passes through. And so emotions in the body become physical. And that we have to always remember. Now, healthy anger clears the path. Healthy anger expressed in a socially acceptable way, or for yourself in the forest, in whichever way you need to, so that you can clear that energy before you use the energy to make a change, to create the change that you would like to see. Through the clearing of the path of the anger, it's a very directional and purposeful energy. And so you don't want to waste anger. Anger is here to serve us. If the distortion of anger comes from an unclear vision, if your vision has become blurred and you can't see clearly anymore, anger can go into all kinds of direction. It can go outside towards others, or it can go inside towards yourself. Body language signs that you will feel are tension in the diaphragm, tension in your jaw and shoulders. You have a quick temper and you feel often restless and tense, also in the side body area. The most important thing for this is move your qi. I know, simple. Everyone has told you movement is a good idea, and it's true. Movement, like even a quick shake of the body, even a quick walk in the forest, even a breath practice, sound practice. Shh sound is perfect for the liver. And now, do not forget to figure out what the anger is serving you, how it's serving you. What are the boundaries that are being crossed? Where are you losing your vision and you feel angry because you actually want to go somewhere else, but you've been adapting your path to someone else's path, and then you're angry with them, but it's you who didn't go her path. And so figure out where it is you can end that inner turmoil of anger or frustration, and reclaim the anger as a directional intelligence, the body's way of saying move. Anger is the body's way of saying move along, go where you want to go. Exhaling physiologically, you can reframe anger by asking what boundaries was actually crossed, which vision of mine has been ignored, where have I been adapting to somebody else's life plan instead of following mine, and begin to reclaim anger as a directional intelligence, the body's way of saying move, go to where you want to go, because it's the body's way of warning you that life is not infinite. Life has a certain time, and yes, we can take our time to get things done, but if we don't have a clear vision of what's actually important for us to have finished at the end of this life, or have created or have established, then we don't have a vision. And when the liver doesn't have a vision, she's not so happy. You can often exhale through the mouth. Is a liver releasing sound, and you may notice that a lot of people do this all the time. This is a way of, the sighing is a typical way of releasing liver qi. Acupressure points that will help you are liver 3 and liver 4, large intestine 4 and liver 3. Large intestine 4, if you're not pregnant, same in between the feet, the first and second toe. Roman chamomile, geranium, or the console blend can be really, really good to help to soothe anger. And if you journal, if you like to write things down, then ask yourself this one question. Where is my qi asking for more movement? Let me know in the comments, and let me know how you go with this. Next time we're going to speak about, feel free also to tag me on Instagram when you work on these things. And in the next weeks, my next episode of the Yin Sanctuary podcast is going to be about fire, joy, mania and burnout versus connections and presence. We're going to go into earth, obsession with worrying and looping thought. That's what the earth element does, and how we can ground and nurture it. The metal will teach us about grief and being too rigid or not rigid enough, of letting go and integrity. And from the water, we're going to learn about fear, about paralysis, of being so afraid to move that everything contracts in the body. And this is part of the alchemical flow of energy, of the energetics of emotions. And the first stage that we're going to always practice is the recognition, to name the emotion and call the chi by its nature. The moment you can name it, I'm feeling angry right now. I feel anger circulating I feel the chi of anger in my body. And then you already have a diagnostic. And what you can then use the wood element practices to help the anger dissipate, to use the energy for your next vision, for the direction you want to go to. Stage 2 is localizing it. Where do you feel it in the body? Where does it live? In which of the organs? If it's anger and frustration, it lives in the liver. Then stage 3 is circulating it, liver chi circulation, which is the whole body, circulating the whole body. But if you want to focus on liver and gallbladder meridians, you could do that. You can move, you can make sound, you can tap the meridian, or you can come for acupuncture. Sometimes very efficient if you need the kickstart of it and then also maintaining the flow in the body. And the fourth stage would be the integration. How can I integrate this? Ask yourself, what message is the emotion holding for you? What's the message that wants to come through from your body to you? And you may sit with that and just allow yourself to receive the information that you are supposed to get. And stage 5 is that every emotion has a virtue form. And so it has a balance. If you look at anger, the balance to anger is clarity. To see things clearly, where the anger came from, what is it teaching us, where in the body does it live, and what gives it, what can it be invested into change, clarity, and forward movement. Joy is all about connection. That's the balance of overjoy or exaggeration is the connection, the real human connection. And in the emotion of worrying, in that incessant looping of thinking, the balance is clarity and empathy. Empathy for oneself first and foremost. Grief cultivates our inner strength, and fear cultivates our wisdom. That's the virtues of each emotion, and the alchemy is to move from one to the other with ease. In the next call, we're going to practice a little bit more in depth this whole thing, and may it be of service to you. Enjoy this wisdom that has been transmitted to us from the sages of ancient Asia to modern people of today, and it's still just as useful. Take good care, have a good day, and circulate your chi.